The reading this morning is taken from A Return to Love by Mary Ann Williamson, and it is from the chapter called Cosmic Adulthood. As we become purer channels of God's light, we develop an appetite for the sweetness that is possible in this world. A miracle worker is not geared towards fighting the world that is, but towards creating a world that could be. Just treating the symptom of a problem isn't really treating it. Taking a nuclear bomb, for example, if we all work hard, sign enough petitions and elect new officials, then we can ban the bomb. But if we don't get rid of the hatred in our hearts, what good will that do, ultimately? Our children or our children's children will manufacture a destructive force more powerful than the bomb, if they still carry within them enough fear and conflict. Everything in the physical universe becomes part of the journey into fear, or the journey back to love, depending on how it is used by the mind. What we devote to love is used for love's purposes. So we work within the worldly illusion, politically, socially, and environmentally. But we recognize that the real transformation of the world comes not from what we are doing, but from the consciousness within which we are doing it. God isn't separate from us because He is the love inside our minds. Every problem inside and out is due to separation from love on someone's part. 35,000 people a day die of hunger on earth, and there is no dearth of food. The question is not, what kind of God would let children starve? But rather, what kind of people let children starve? A miracle worker returns the world to God by making a conscious change to a more loving way of life. Waiting with cynical resignation for the world's collapse makes us part of the problem, not the answer. We must consciously recognize that for God, there is no order of difficulty in miracles. Love heals all wounds. No problem is too small for God's attention, nor too big for Him to handle. Every system in the world, social, political, or economical, is beginning to crumble under the weight of our own cruelty. Without miracles, it could be argued that the gig is up, that it's already too late to save the world. Many people are convinced that the world is headed for the inevitable major collapse. Any thinking person knows that the world is in many ways moving in a downward spiral, and an object continues to move in whatever direction it's currently headed. Only the application of a stronger counterforce can change its direction. Miracles are that counterforce. When love reaches a critical mass, when enough people become miracle-minded, the world will experience a radical shift. This is the 11th hour. And it is not up to us what we learn, but only whether we learn through joy or through pain. We will learn to love one another, but whether we learn it painfully or peacefully is entirely up to us. In Greek tragedies, the plot builds to a disastrous climax, and just then it looks as though all hope is lost, and God appears and saves the day. That's an important piece of archetypal information. At the last moment, when things look the worst, God does tend to appear. Not because he has a sadistic sense of humor, waiting until we are totally desperate before showing us his muscle. He takes so long because it's not until then that we bother to think of him. At this time, we thought we were waiting for him. Little did we know, he is waiting for us. May this be blessed into your being, and may new understanding come from it.